Hey, Virgo, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your October 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Virgo, advice from your future self. What do you need to know at this time, and where are you currently at? So let's look at your present self. What is going on here? 10 of Pentacles. You are leaving behind a legacy. You are actioning up your goals. There's something here that is quite wonderful that you're heading towards. This 10 of Pentacles is the card of financial security, family, marriage, commitments, long-term growth. I feel like your present self is on track with some really beautiful things that you're wanting to co-create in your life, Virgo. And it says here, time to take action on these dreams, because you may have felt like you were at a crossroads. You may have had some choices or decisions to make regarding your future, but I feel like you are trusting in the divine. You're trusting in the magic of, new beginnings and new opportunities. You're exploring, but I also see you actioning up your dreams. It says, what step can you take today to feel closer to your goals or dreams? Cross one of them off your to-do list. Build momentum by taking baby steps, crossing one thing off at a time. And I have a feeling you are being guided here. I'm getting star energy. I'm also getting the sun with this, but I'm getting 5 of Wands. So not everybody is going to be happy about the changes that you are making in your life, Virgo, but that's on them, right? That's on them. And you don't have to stay small to fit in, right? You don't have to stay small to be likable. You don't have to stay small to appease everyone else. And I feel like that is a big message your future self is reminding you. It says, I will commit to doing blank today. When you show up consistently, it helps you build confidence within yourself. So I do get you staying consistent to a dream, even if it means you are taking a baby step towards it, you're still taking a step towards it. And even if you've had to put something on the back burner, Virgo, or it feels like you have been at, crossroads, is this going to happen? When? Do I have the resources? You're still progressing. You're still progressing. And I also get the message around fun. And this may feel like more of an overall energy for the month of October, because October is going to be serious. It is a serious month where we really look at things from maybe a responsible point of view. But I also feel like there's a message of you not taking life so seriously. Yes, there's going to be responsibilities. Those are never going to go away, right? But the key here is to have fun doing it, to turn the music on and dance while you're doing those dishes. Can you make your responsibilities fun, right? Can you focus on living in the moment? And I'm getting it, like, move to the beat. There's something of moving to the beat. Some of you could be listening to music. Maybe you're a DJ or you're learning how to play an instrument. There could be music that shows up, or a musical event that you dance, you're moving your feet, you're getting moving a little bit in the month of October. Remember a time when you were younger and you felt wild and free? Remember when you would open yourself up to opportunity and meeting new people and having fun, connecting? What were you doing? What were you wearing? And how were you able to express yourself freely without feeling like you were going to be judged or criticized or abandoned or left out? Have fun and play today. Seriously, do something fun and silly. When you play, you open your heart to the feeling of freedom. And I am getting that freedom here with the 10 of Pentacles. So you're definitely showing up, but I feel like you're having fun while you are showing up, and it's navigating through those ups and downs. Let's get a look at your future self. Future self we have here, the Five of Cups in reverse. Five of Cups in reverse says, yes, it's a struggle at times. Emotionally, there's been a lot of heaviness. Okay, there's been loss, there's been disappointment. For some of you, I am even getting depression, or you felt like, what's the point? What's the point? This is taking so far to get to the Emerald City. But I feel like you're closer than you think, right? You're closer than you think, but sometimes we have to go through the Five of Cups. And I feel like your future self is reminding you that some sort of pain will recede, hope will emerge. If you're going through a divorce, if you're going through a family dispute, if you're going through something that has challenged the status quo when it comes to stability, safety, and security, this past pain will recede and hope will emerge. That's the message from your future self. You will regain a sense of balance. It may be in a new way, right? It's going to be in a new way for you. But you're leaving a legacy, and you are also breaking some sort of pattern. Maybe ancestral, perhaps in your career. This could be in the corporate world. You're breaking a pattern, and you are actually setting the groundwork for future generations, or for people who come after you. I feel like you're setting something in motion that's going to help a lot of people, including yourself, because you could make a lot of money off this as well, or it could bring you a lot of physical stability here in the earthly material realm. Let's look at the situation. What is it? What's the question? What's the struggle? What's the dynamic here for Virgo? The Six of Swords. Moving on. The Six of Swords is an energy here of moving on. It's moving on from a bad situation with someone. It can also be trust, hope, and healing emerging. As we said, Five of Cups. You're moving on from something that had been very painful. Emotionally, it may have caused you to feel like you were in a little bit of a slump. Okay, it may have caused you to feel like you were being taken advantage of, right? Because when we roll back into that Five of Swords, I feel like there may have been a bit of bullying, a bit of manipulation even. There may have even been resentment, anger, arguments. It may have been a battle of the egos, and it caused someone to really feel disappointed or wounded. There's definitely some sort of breaking of a cycle, and during that break is where you learn the most about yourself, who you are, your beliefs. And I do see here that there may be a tad bit of a struggle at times to leave this behind you, but your future self wants you to know that the past pain is receding. You're coming out of this situation because you're starting off with the energy of the Ten of Pentacles. You want something for yourself, and you're not going to be bullied, manipulated, or coerced or distracted from getting it. And although these are feelings that you have regarding this dynamic that may have went south or may have went sour, I feel like there will be sweet again in your life. But it's like a good nutty bar. There's a little bit of salt, right? A little bit of sweet and a little bit of salt, but sometimes that makes the best recipe here for your journey. And I feel like when you have this Ten of Pentacles, this is about material wealth and emotional well-being, balancing out. And for some of you, there may have been a block in gaining genuine connections because of possessions, because of either possessive energy, or someone was very materialistic. Someone may have been focusing so much on their career or what they had or their money, or therefore lack of. It was blocking a genuine connection. Okay. And I see that that is being rectified, or it is being something that's addressed in order for you to move on. And you will have this if you don't already. The Ten of Pentacles is most people's dream. It's the ultimate blessing, having what you want, having what you need here in the material world. And I see that even if this is something that's been broken, okay, broken in some way, you're going to move on and you're going to find a new way to achieve, this happiness, this goal for yourself. Now let's take a look at what we should spend less time on. What does Virgo need to spend less time on? Getting up in the head, okay? Getting up in the head about a situation. This can be getting caught up in maybe gossip or drama. Page of Swords can be embracing intellectual curiosity, but not going down the rabbit hole so far that you start imagining things that do not exist. So let me break that down. Staying curious about your mind and discovering, I'm getting like psychology vibes here. So learning and growing, using the mind to build, not destroy. So spend less time on, the thoughts that create self-fulfilling prophecies or the thoughts that hold you back. That can be very low vibrational. That can be, maybe this is people around you as well. It gives me like, I'm getting spyware, interesting spyware. And that's kind of like, our brain is like a computer system. Maybe it's been infected by a virus, but this is about you creating a good sense of maybe spyware, boundaries in the mind, and not letting people persuade you or manipulate you, but also about you drawing a line in the sand here and telling yourself, I'm going to use this wonderful mind that I have to build up again, or to create, or to take these ideas that I have and turn them into, golden opportunities. And I feel like it is important here to stay curious, but not get so much in your head that you're overthinking things, okay? Spend less time overthinking, basically. Spend less time in some sort of gossip or train of like the telephone game. Remember that old game that, he said, she said, and then you'd go all the way around, and by the time it got to you, it wasn't even remotely close to the truth. Try to avoid that, okay? Try to avoid participating in some sort of gossip or even being like the monkey in the middle. And what should we spend more time on? Mastering your craft. Virgo, you are a crafter. You are someone who, excels at what you are curious about. So be open to that curiosity and be open to building. So this reminds me, you see here that the Eight of Pentacles is represented by the Duchess cook. This is a cook in the kitchen, and she has every possible item that she could ever want to create a gourmet meal. She's the chef, right? And what I'm feeling here is sometimes you got to sprinkle a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you got to go outside of the recipe book. Or maybe it's a recipe that you've made so many times that you know it by heart, you know it like the back of your hand, but perhaps you could add a little bit of spice, add your own touch to this. So maybe this is a craft that a million other people have done. Maybe you are becoming a Reiki practitioner, or you are attuned to energy work or some sort of spiritual practice. And it's important for you to trust your own unique gifts and add your own spin on something. And I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is saying you have talents, you have gifts, but you are also meant to break outside of some sort of, habitual energy, right? Maybe this is a family dynamic. Maybe this has been a habit in the family. Perhaps this is, a shift that needs to take place in the workplace. I'm also getting some of you working with AI, okay, or Chat GPT. Some of you may be doing some sort of market research, technology. You may be creating an app. I feel like you are exploring ways to make your gourmet meal even better. And some of you are thinking, well, Mel, if this is a meal that everyone loves and everyone enjoys, and they all have a seat at the table, and this is something that I familiarize myself in, instead of maybe switching up the meal, perhaps you could try something brand new, right? Try something brand new and add it to the meal that you've never tried before. Maybe it's a new dessert, right? I hope you're following along with me metaphorically, but I feel like you are either honing in on a craft, right? And you could be making a craft better, or you are meant to explore it and put your own twist on it. Or maybe this is something entirely new. Maybe instead of cooking a meal, maybe you're going to go out and learn how to one wheel, right? That is a trip. Go out and one wheel. You'll get some balance real quick with that. All right, Virgo, what do we need to remember? What is Virgo meant to remember? Advice from your future self. What does Virgo need to remember? Queen of Wands, that you are all that in a bag of chips. Virgo, you are someone who is magnetic. Queen of Wands, when she walks into a room, he or she, it's just represented as the feminine here. When you walk into a room, you glow. You have this inner glow about you, this inner magic, this inner light. And you're someone who's highly creative. You're very artsy. You're sharp. You're quick-witted. You may be very humorous, but you're also very protective. And I am getting here with the Queen of Wands represented by Belina the hen. You're someone who protects fiercely in what you believe in. And remember to protect your own boundaries, your own integrity, and not let other people make you feel less than, right? Make you feel insecure. Okay, this is about you being able to say, okay, what is the trigger? Why am I feeling this way? How can you allow other people to be a mirror for you? And the Queen of Wands is someone who, she could be the rock. She could be the one that everybody goes to in the office. She knows a little bit of everything. She is the hen of all trades here. You may be an entrepreneur. You may be someone who inspires others. You may inspire your own children, the people you work with, your family. You're pointing towards the sun here. You see all the sunflowers, and there's a new day has dawned. I want you to remember that you've overcome everything in your life. You've gone through situations where while you were going through them, you may have thought, am I ever going to get through this situation? Is it ever going to end? But the Queen of Wands says that you've gained confidence. You didn't get to this queen status because you've never felt insecure or there's never been a bossy bone in you, right? This can sometimes feel again, I'm getting that protective energy. This is protecting your dreams, your goals, and not letting other people manipulate, bully, or distract you from achieving them. Or this could be your own mind even. Not letting your own mind distract you for the rebuilding, I should say. Because the mind can help you build, right? Or it can come in and wipe it out like a virus, your ideas. And I feel like you're saying, a new day has dawned. I am not who I was in the past, and I'm going to keep on going confidently. Yeah, you are all that. This is self-worth and this is healthy ego, but you are definitely going to protect your family and your tribe and, the people that support you. So remember that you are a confident, protective being and that you are protected as well. What do we need to let go of? What do we need to let go of, Virgo? The Death card, which is about letting go, and we have the Hierophant. Letting go or shedding limiting beliefs. That's basically what this comes down to. Now, the Hierophant also is about traditions or ways of doing things that appease others, right? It could be religion. It's what we were taught. It's basically what we were taught. But if it doesn't jive with your energy, it's okay for you to break out of it. Queen of Wands, she is someone who breaks out of the patterns. If she doesn't like it, she's gonna march to the beat of her own drum. She's gonna protect herself fiercely so, and it's gonna disappoint others. It could disappoint the family unit. It could disappoint, maybe an upbringing of how she was taught. And I feel like you are committing to what truly aligns with your higher self, because sometimes this Hierophant is about our higher power. It is a teacher. It's a great teacher. It's a great mentor This is what we commit our beliefs to. And so if there are beliefs that have limited you, that's what you're ending. And you're standing in your power and you're saying, these are my beliefs. This is what I have here for myself. This is what I align to. I feel like some of you may have even broken against a tradition that has been in your family unit for quite some time, or perhaps you were the first one to do something in your family. Because we start off with the 10 of Pentacles. Yes, this can be family, but it can also be the first in your business. Maybe you're the first one to maybe not have children. Maybe you're the first to move out of the country. Maybe you're the first to graduate or go to college. Maybe you're the first to get married, or you are the first to get divorced. Whatever this is, I feel like it's okay for you to bend the rules, break the rules, or to march to that, beat of your own drum. Own your own power, because this is your path and your journey. Not your parents, not the religions, not something here that told you had to be anything less than what you truly are. And not that anyone's parents said that you are less than. I mean, some of you may have struggled absolutely with parental dynamics, but I feel like if you have struggled, or even if you haven't, you've become stronger because of the conditioning that you've gone through. Yeah, it almost feels like, yes, you've gone through something deep, you've gone through something heavy, but you're coming out a stronger version of you, and you're recommitting yourself to a path of rebirth. Some of you may have even been born again in a way. Born again, or you are taking on new spiritual practices that help you connect more with your higher self. That's what your future self wants you to know as well. Get into some sort of spiritual routine. For those of you that are attuned to Reiki, but you don't do Reiki on yourself, start doing it on yourself, right? For those of you that give advice, but you don't take it, take some of your own advice, because there could be magic in your words, but because you're helping other people out so much, sometimes we forget that we can listen to ourselves, right? We can listen. What do we need to give ourselves credit for? What do we need to give ourselves credit for? Oh, your beautiful hearts. You have the Lovers. Gemini energy. This is about balance. It is about you being able to trust, call in, and rely on maybe another or a partnership of some sort. And I feel like you've been a good partner yourself, even if you are not with an individual. I feel like you showed up as the best version of yourself at that time. That's the key. At that time. We often don't do better until we know better, right? If we're not taught, we don't necessarily know exactly how to do something, right? If we've never in our lives been around people who speak, right? Or they can teach us words because we've heard them, and we go to school and we learn, and that's how we gravitate towards learning how to speak, right? But if we only have heard the birds and the wolves and the animals, that's the language that we're going to pick up on, and we're going to start howling, and we're not going to know, what we know until we are taught it. And I feel like you showed up in some connections, or you're currently showing up in some connections as the best version of yourself. And I'm also getting here with the Lovers. You are very, very loved. Remember how loved you are. Even at this energy, it could be someone who's crossed, because I do see the Death here. Okay. There may be someone who's crossed over, and I feel like you're keeping your heart open to that divine connection. Okay. But also I feel like you're moving on to live your best life. And that's what this person's higher self wants you to do as well. Okay. Let's take a look at the potential. What's the potential to become or to manifest here? Queen of Cups. Beautiful. Whole lot of love. Queen of Cups fosters genuine connections. And we said that earlier. Remember what I said about material gains may have been blocking genuine connection? Some of you, this has to do with maybe marriage, or a partnership, a divine connection in your life. The outcome here is to gain emotional intelligence. It is to remain compassionate and open. This is nurturing, but it's also to deepen and heighten your own intuition. And I feel like the advice from your future self is saying, continue on the path that you're on, okay? Even though I have the death card here, which says you're letting go of some of the beliefs, whatever you are embracing now, you're meant to be in, because it's getting you to this outcome of heart chakra expansion. Some of you are psychics, you're tarot readers, or you're coming into your heart energy more so than you ever have. And this could also be emotional depth, right? This is filling your own cup. This is about opening your heart space and not letting other people take advantage. This is not letting others come first in a sense of you being maybe a people pleaser. These are lessons that you may have been working on. And I feel like there is a sense of emotional intelligence and setting boundaries that doesn't have to be blunt or ruthless, but you can do this in a loving, compassionate, kind way. And your outcome energy is a soul yes. It says when we say yes to everything, we run ourselves empty. There's the people pleaser. When you say yes to something, make it a soul yes. Begin to develop a practice of saying yes to the life that feels amazing to you. You will begin to build up the confidence and self-empowerment. Hello, Queen of Wands. You will build this up. This means that you will also need to say more no's to the things that no longer align with you. There's that Hierophant. There's the death card, letting go, saying no. Let go of the guilt and say no when it feels like a no. No is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. Your mantra, I have boundaries and only say yes when it feels like a soul yes. And I didn't even read this card, but it does, it goes perfectly with the Queen of Cups. So yes, boundaries and knowing when it's a soul yes, and being okay with potentially disappointing others, because if you don't, you're going to be disappointing yourself in the long run. And I do see here, Virgo, that there's a whole lot of soul yes coming in here for you. And I do feel like there's partnerships, there's connections, there's love. When you open this heart chakra and there's expansion and there's healing and there's forgiveness, the sky's the limit. And your future self wants you to know that you will not break. And it's interesting that the Queen of Cups is represented by the glass cat, which, yeah, glass can break. But when it comes to love, I feel like the bond of love can never be broken. You can see things from a different perspective, even if the physical part in itself has been shattered. The bond of love in itself will never be broken. That is what I have for you, Virgo. I'm loving the messages from your future self. Have fun, take action, believe in yourself, and give it a soul yes. Thank you so much, Virgo. If you like the messages, please hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And thank you again so much for tuning in, Virgo. Lots of love.